Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to another video. My name is Abbie and this is Spend More Time in the Wild. We've got another gear review for you today. Beautiful sunny day. I'm actually being kind of blinded by the sun, but I'm really not going to complain because #winter. But this is really exciting because we've been trialing this product for basically the whole year. As much as possible around COVID-19, and actually I think we've done pretty well. And the product in discussion today is the Gossamer Gear Mariposa 60. So it's a backpack, it's super lightweight, super durable, used by many through hikers on things like the Pacific Crest Trail, the Appalachian Trail, the Continental Divide Trail, and here in the UK, things like the Coast to Coast, the Cape Wrath Trail through Scotland. Basically, if you're backpacking, if you're camping, and you need a decent lightweight pack, this is, well, I want to say the pack for you, but as many of you guys know, I am a long-term Osprey fan. My main backpack is the Osprey Exos, and I am going to be creating, in fact probably by the time this goes up, I have created a comparison review between the Osprey Exos and the Gossamer Gear, because they're the two sort of competitive, top range, most commonly used backpacks. But anyway, maybe this is the pack for you. I don't want to just out and out say it is, because that's the whole point in a review, is so that you can make your own decision. So what I want to do today is basically run through the features of this pack. Now there's all sorts of fancy terms for things. I just want to strip it right back to basics and tell you the basic facts essentially. So the pack itself at usual cost is a chunk of money. It's around $300, so probably like £250 here in the UK. It's made of 100 and 200 denier nylon, so basically it's super hard wearing nylon, so that you can brush past brambles, you can catch it on a gate, jump over barbed wire, please don't do that, and it should not catch, it should not rip. That being said, as you'll see as we go through, there are some more sensitive areas of the pack where it's not that tight weave fabric, it's not got that durability. So it weighs in itself, now there's different sizes with this pack, but it weighs just over 800 grams. So there's small, medium, large, you get different length backs, you get different size hip belts. So it weighs between 800 and 900 depending on which you go for, grams that is. And it's designed to carry about 30 to 35 pounds of kit. So it's about, I don't know, between 13 and 15 kilograms I think. So it's pretty fair. I mean, ideally you don't want to be carrying too much more than that. I have to say, in my early days, 24 kilograms, skadoosh, first coast to coast trip, did quite well there. Definitely a quick way to get fit, but to be fair, around 13, 14 as a filmmaker kilograms, that's what I really carry, and I would encourage you to try and get your weight down to that. Now of course a lot of people have it lighter, but this is a 60 litre pack, so you can fit a lot of gear in here. Now, as you'll see through some of the footage I'll whip on top of this, it fits a lot bulkier than the sort of classic European design of the Osprey packs. The Osprey packs are quite sleek, they're quite narrow and tall, almost alpine in their design, except they're not, obviously, because they have all of the strings and fobbles on the outside that you can work with. But this Gossamer Gear is American, it's an American brand, and it's just a very different fit and design. On the back, it's just much clunkier. It just looks like a big massive fabric. Now of course when it fits properly it does sit nice and high, it's supported by the shoulders, supported by the hips, but it's just a very different feel if you are used to using a sort of tall sleek backpack such as an Osprey pack. Anyway, let's run through the features just since the front is facing you. Well, we'll go through everything, but just a side note, I have packed this with roughly what we would use or where we would put things when we're on the trail. So I've used this for all sorts of day hikes up in Scotland, across the Alps, and in Germany this year, in Austria as well. And Anna, my partner, she actually has taken it on the Coleridge Way, so a long distance trail here in the southwest of England, and the Malaveg. We did the Malaveg in Germany, eastern Germany. So she's tried and tested this. I mean, it's been backpacking with us for, I don't know, a good 20-30 days this year, and then plus the day hikes on top. So we've really been working with this beast to get familiar with the ins and outs of how it works and whether it suits us, and I'm still very much on the fence, but I love the design. There's just one thing that I'll come to that I'm very frustrated with about this pack, but everything else really is good. So the top, you can see here it's got a sort of over the top design, so it's got a hood. So basically there is a zip pocket here on the top, and what have I got in here? Just all sorts of random clunky things like toilet kit, hand warmers, sun cream, my micro squeeze, it's all in there. It fits, so just to sort of give you a reference size of what you can fit. It's a very sizable pocket, but that being said, when the pack is fully loaded, you've got this little clip here as well on the front, so clip that together, clip, just sort of gets the fabric out of the way. So when the pack is fully loaded, imagine it's up to here, and you're trying to whip it over, there really is not a lot of room to fit stuff in here, but otherwise it is just a hollow empty space. So if you're using your pack space wisely, you know, you can use this top for access, which I really like to have a top pocket. It's just nice to keep things like wallets and just toilet kit that you might need accessible. So it's got the two clips, so it clips to the front. There's these blue straps here. You can get the pack in a different colour. I think it's green, sort of like camo green, but I do quite like the grey just because it's the standard design and standard person, you know. And as I mentioned, there's this little clip here for all the loose fabric. So you can't take off the top, it's not removable, so even if you really didn't have this packed very tight, you just want to scrunch the fabric up out of the way and whip it over. It has a slight water repellency, but in truth you do probably want to get a cover for this, and I just use my, sorry Gossamer, but my Osprey cover. I love the Osprey covers. Like, I find all the other covers just rubbish. They blow off, and you know, they have a little bit of elastic to go around the edge, but the Osprey have a clip, so it clips to the front, or well, the side of the pack, which is really nice, so it's not going to blow off. So that's pretty much the main reason why I use that. The zip on the top here as well, it's got a decent little piece of toggle, so you can use that with gloves, which is nice. But I don't want to jump inside just yet. Let's just look at the features on the outside. So we have this stretchy mesh pocket. What I love about it is it is just mesh, so you can really utilize this to its maximum capacity. Usually just keep hats, gloves, oh, I'm stuck with my bracelet, and that sort of thing in here. Usually some snacks, as you saw, the waterproof cover, that's all in there. Then we'll come to the side. So if this was on your back, this is the left side. And we have this pocket. I do not see the point in this pocket, I'm sorry. They call it the quiver. And look, it's basically a pocket that stretches the full length of the pack. And I just find it absolutely pointless, if I'm honest. I keep my tripod in here, but what I like about the other packs that I use is I want to be able to get the tripod out when I'm moving. And this is too high. I just can't get my arm in that angle. And there's no access point at the bottom either, so you can't really get anything out when you're actually hiking. So essentially it's just like an extra mini cavity, like backpacking space on the side. And you know, you can keep your water and stuff in there, whatever, but you can't get to it when you're moving. You have to take your pack off, and I really don't like that. I like to be able to move fast and light and effectively or efficiently, and I find that very inefficient. So there's the quiver, which you can see I love. And then the other side is a little bit more exciting. I think it's cool because they've utilised the space sensibly. And if the other side was like this, there's very much a potential that this would become my main backpacking pack. So you can see, basically you just got a standard bottle pocket thing on the side here. I think there's about 7 pockets on this pack. We'll go through them in a minute. So basically you can see, just for reference here, I've got 2 water bottles in here. Nice, because you can actually get to those when you're moving on the trail. And then on the top, exactly the same size, just another pocket. And this is great. You can keep things like first aid kits, you can keep waterproof in here. I mean, we keep our tent pegs in here. It's just there. And yeah, you can't really get to it when you're moving, but good pocket. I like this pocket. Well done, Gossamer. Alright, so flip it round. Then we've got, there's a handle here, so you can hoist the pack up, which is good because obviously you need to be able to hoist it up nice and easily. Nice, robust shoulder straps as well. Just so I've been watched by a car. I'm in a field that I'm not supposed to be in, but they've let me be, which is nice. So very, very thick, robust mesh shoulder straps. They do feel chunky. I mean, I have quite broad shoulders as a female, but I think, you know, some females might find these quite big, you know, and therefore that could lead to the potential of rubbing or chafing, which you don't really want. You've got the adjustment points here on the top, just so you can pull the pack nice and tight. Oh, this is a medium. There's an M on it. I didn't really realise that. That's good. And then you can also buy, I mean, there's a lot of extra features you can get for Gossamer packs. You know, they do like to try and make them customizable, which is quite nice. So you can get a shoulder strap pocket thing. I don't know, maybe you can put your phone or something in that, but I don't think it's necessary. On the back we have a foam sit mat. essentially. It's removable. This is the back of the pack, so there's no framing to it really as such. I don't even know if there's any metal in it at all actually, which is how they keep that weight down. But it does mean that this mesh sits against your back all day. It means you sweat a bit against the pack all day, and you do feel it. You do get wet. You do get a pretty soggy back, to be honest, and therefore this does need washing. It does need drying out, because otherwise it's going to go mouldy. So that's one thing to bear in mind. It means, you know, if there's kit in the pack and it's not packed properly, you're going to feel that against your back. There's just no separation between you and the pack. You are one with the pack. So it's just something to, as I say, to bear in mind. But, you know, again, potential storage space if you don't mind having something poke you in the back. We've got good chunky hip belts here. I like a good chunky hip belt. We've got two really good sized hip belt pockets. I mean, you can fit all sorts of things in here. Phone, snacks, compass, batteries, everything in there. Now, the adjustment of the hip belt pocket is a bit silly, again. I like to be able to pull, it's just logical to utilize like your tricep, essentially, with the movement, to pull a strap tight. So you're pulling it like across you, rather than away from you. And it's very hard to tighten this to a point where it really feels supportive, I find. So it's just, I don't know, it's just a user comment that you wouldn't really notice unless you're using it, and perhaps it doesn't affect everybody, and it's not a deal breaker at all. But it is important to get packs, you know, sitting on your body comfortably. Otherwise, over the miles that you do, you can get an injury. I know as well, you know, ice axe loops here, just a few attachment points, but there's no sort of roll mat loops on the bottom, so we need to make sure everything fits in your pack. Then basically the rest is pretty simple. So head in and we just have a massive cavity. So in here, there is a little bit of metal, I can see that inside. The only difference or thing that splits this up is at the bottom there's a hydration sleeve, or sorry, at the back there's a hydration sleeve, so you can poke your little water hose through and sip on the go. And then, I don't even know, I mean, I've just chucked loads of stuff in here to sort of show you what it looks like when it's full up. But in here I have a tent, I have a sleeping bag, I have a roll mat, I have a stove, I have food, I have clothes. So pretty much what it looks like for a multi-day hike. And as you can see, fits very nicely. 60 litres is ample. Let's go through the pockets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7 pockets. I mean, it's a bit of a Mary Poppins bag, I do have to say. But as I say, when you pack it, it doesn't go up, it goes back. So make sure you've got the heavy things towards your body. Really, that's it. That's the Gossamer Gear Mariposa 60. So my only real critique for this pack, as I say, is the side pocket. Just not the biggest fan of the quiver. I just find it pretty pointless, completely inaccessible when you're moving, and therefore pointless. There's no waterproof cover. Some people like to buy a pack with waterproof cover, not a deal breaker for me at all. Obviously on the back, you've not got that sort of frame system, so sits against you, hot, sweaty, sticky, depending on what climate you're moving in. The cost is a pretty expensive pack, let's be honest. I mean, the most Osprey packs or other backpacks, you know, average around 100, 150. This is at another 100 at least on top. So you kind of really want this pack if you're going to buy it. Oh, has this got a whistle? Oh yeah, there you go, little addition. Little whistle on the sternum strap too. My little song, do you like it? I think that's it, really. There's not a lot else I can critique about it. I mean, oh yeah, I also mentioned the shoulder straps are a little chunky, but actually it's quite nice to have that support, I feel. So there we go. I don't know how many hundreds of miles we've done with this thing now, but it's definitely going to continue to be used. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to testing it in perhaps some colder climates, just to see what it's like with the back. And I think actually it might be quite nice to have that insulation. But then again, airflow is always a good thing. So pros and cons, pros and cons. But if you have any questions about this pack, please do leave it in the comments below. I really happily answer those and give you a bit of a helping hand if that's useful. Gossamer Gear themselves, the customer service team, I've really enjoyed working with them. They've been really good to get hold of. And I like their ethos. You know, they are trying to help people get outside by offering lightweight kit. So it's not the cheapest, but it is very well made. It's very well thought through. And it's, you know, made by passionate people, and it's always nice to sort of keep things within that community, not just a big business, big brand, but actually a business that cares about their customers. So that is my thoughts on the Gossamer Gear Mariposa 60. Let me know what you think. Please leave it in the comments below. No doubt I've missed 1 or 2 things out. It always happens. But that's it. So thank you for watching, guys, and until next time, enjoy your adventures and stay wild. I'll see you soon.